Eluce's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to... Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again. Miss, do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, however, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champ. I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever... When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointment.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant... In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him. Huh? What's going on? Why is she...
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings, but that was an exception rather than standard court.
Oh, please. Did you ever... We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge, and if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my...
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosso?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is... And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances...
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Members of the guards, please contact Mr... Mr. Marcel, you will not require...
Apologies, sir. It all just happened. I think an attorney won't be necessary.
Very well. In that case, since both...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. To the case of only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect...
Navia, do you really... Come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my... If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make...
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance Jacques lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques. Not... in truth, the third person shot Jacques first. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained... This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned... The testimony of the victim's family confirms, however, in the end he reconsidered. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already... A pile of clothing was found at the scene. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was... Since it was raining that day, the culprit was... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact...
Then, may I ask some questions? 1. Do you have the evidence?
I'm afraid... Boo! I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. We should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of...
That makes sense to me. Monsieur...
Why do I feel like Farina's...
Maybe she's scared of embarrassment.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after...
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you describe, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved...
I've thought about this too. And the answer is the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea isn't my father could have exposed it for all to see, but at that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation. What was certain, however,
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been...
What?
if the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? How can a had this opera house ever given my father any kind? But by staying silent, we retained. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me hard. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house.
So, you mean to say, your father...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your... But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should...
So, during the duel, did...
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all. Just one look and I can tell if a I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your...
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of... In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because the culprit could only time their actions so precisely. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both...
So that's why you suspected me. Even after... I'm used to it, though. You've always been an
No need to appeal to pain.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you... On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone...
Know what she can say to that?
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being... Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell...
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, in addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only... But the disappearances began...
I do apologize, Demoiselle.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my... You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friend... Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accused.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feet, but aren't you going against all of his wishes and... He wished for you to become more rational. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me. And it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse. The people who... Many people's images are flashing before my... And whose image? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the...
I was waiting for you.
Acte! Stand with me! Witness the power of Gugwa!
Defract!
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go. I see everything!
Our bond is strong! Out of my way! Rain out! And your fate. Let me leave you a verse.
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
No, my sword!
Scatter!
After all that, we finally made it to the... Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. Ah, that's right. Then let's hurry up. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why? Huh? You mean the girls from the cereal disappeared, and then they were turned in, and all the boxes of things, these names. Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's... What's this over here? Looks like some kind of... Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the... The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just... How can someone write something that terrible and such... You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did it. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache? No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to... In any case... Let's see what's written here. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact... The old dog's a real menace to deal with. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the Paimon will take notes on this and... We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our... Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify... Sure thing. Paimon will... You take that side, and Paimon will take the... Nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then... Aw... It's just a normal diary chronicling their... she decided Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so... Hey!
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh.
I've merely surprised.
I was waiting.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my part.
Just how often do you intend...
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence... But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away. Instead of so, you never noticed how we changed.
You also never understood Boss's real
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself.
Do you really pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So, well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house, Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed... I spent my entire life living on pins and needles.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come in here. Please, Venier. Don't think bad.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's
Fine by me. I wasn't a bad...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might... The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn callous, and just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also thus concludes the enigmatic history. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charge. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserved.
With that, this...
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought?
Yippee! He's hurt so many innocent people. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolute...
The day our late boss had always hoped for is
Yeah. See, Pop?
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld. apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, and of course, for every performance, if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, and everything he's done, not all shall be revealed in time. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, however, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity.
All right. Even though after all, he's...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache!
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for all this time. Oh, I must be dreaming. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I...
But Vache, if you ask me, if not for you, I would have finished my... If not for you, I would have continued to pursue... If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my... It's all because of yours.
Wait, you are not
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then...
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you... You are a liar. The only thing you are not. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure...
No! Yeah!
You still don't understand. But on top of that, she said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? 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 Drown.
have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to...
Well met, partner. I knew something.
Even this weather can't put a damper on.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia!
Oh, now that I believe.
Sounds like you...
It's just been one thing after the other. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial this time, though. Everyone in...
So his name's definitely...
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle.
That blasted stubborn fool. Oh, by the way, I ran into... well, maybe it...
Huh? So you know...
Yeah, way back when I first became the president, I believe the story was called... To be fair, though, it was a really flat... She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive...
Oh, yeah. She told us about that.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the... Oh, and in other news...
Oh, are you two on better...
While you were investigating it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to...
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been... Oh, actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave. And tell him... And on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share...
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah, you're right. This is where my...
Huh? There's someone... Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt...
In that case...
You really could use some pointers on In any case, what...
Well, ever since that day, there was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than... Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, but Mr. Callis proved me utterly, if not for his sacrifice. Mr. Callis made the choice he did for his daughter, and in the end, from a certain perspective, a justice that's higher than... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis in person. This regret has filled me with a sadness. That high and mighty chair in the opera epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your heart.
So you're actually one of those types that's...
Sorry about that.
Didn't I just...
So Navia... Let's not disturb them for... Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Huh? Oh, Paimon... Oh, no. Paimon... Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not...
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you?
We ran into Navia on the street.
I see.
Well, it's pretty...
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be...
So, at court, the bad guys were
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that there used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea.
Huh. So it really was...
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special cave.
Huh. So that's that's how it is. Oh,
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its law. Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying. Does that appropriately summarize?
That's right!
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached... Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last...
A prophecy? Of the four...
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also... If the rumors were true, then perhaps this...
But with Farina being the way she is...
Is there anything else? My apologies. However, I still believe that...
But...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically as a divinely created mechanism. The people... Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but... Which is all to say, I have been prepared for...
So when Lenny told us...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that... In any case, I am inclined to believe that the... Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was... While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret... If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred...
Is there anything else? Your sibling. Another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? Very well. It was my honor to provide you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquil...
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice...
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.